Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and today we are checking out Ravenbound. Now, I'm curious to see what this looks like, because looking at the screenshots for it, we got kind of like this third-person Skyrim vibe going on, right? And there's some sort of card system going on here. But also, when I was opening these trailers, I noticed here, watch the launch trailer for Ravenbound to explore the lands and features of this upcoming open-world action roguelike game set in a Scandinavian land, which raises some questions for me. So let's see. We'll start back at the initial exclusive announcement trailer from August of 2022. I think I'm getting pretty exhausted with the concept of roguelites.
It's not for the weak.
Like, roguelites and Metroidvanias are just overdone, I feel.
But we know you're different.
But who knows? Maybe you can impress me. Let's do it.
Could see that. That's why it entrusted you to wield its power.
Well, that's cool. Do we get to fly as a raven?
To meet the darkness and wound it, so that the cause does not die when you do.
Grow one life at a time. Oh man, the frame stutters on that.
Stronger than you can imagine, but just as dust carried by the wind can level mountains, you can wield unimaginable power if you let it wield you.
Especially when someone does it with so little innovation or difference. Yeah, I feel like there's way too many indie studios that their first project is a Metroidvania that just feels like a Metroidvania. It doesn't set itself apart in any way beyond like maybe having a unique art style. But yeah,
16.
At least give yourself something that is eye-catching, right?
Ravenbound is an action-packed open-world roguelite set in a deadly but beautiful fantasy realm inspired by Swedish folklore. It's being developed by a small and dedicated team here in Stockholm. When making an open-world roguelite, it's like taking a traditional roguelite, but you tear down the walls of the traditional rooms of the dungeon crawl, and instead exposing the options and choices to players.
Okay.
The staple of Ravenbound and the roguelite genre is permadeath, so we've based a lot of our design around that. We have implemented a card system. It's used to create synergies in your run and to make builds that cater to your playstyle. But as you progress, your deck of cards and its power will grow, so you will always start off the next run slightly better off than the one before.
My name is Brooke, and I'm the lead combat designer on Ravenbound. The combat in Ravenbound is a fast-paced hack-and-slash melee roguelite. Something we put a lot
Looks
of
a lot
work
better
into
than the
is
first
making
trailer.
A very reactive enemy AI. They are going to come at you and attack you relentlessly. For example,
I appreciate that they're all coming at me at once.
Turn into a dance where the AI is forcing you to move around, and you
That
have
looks
to use
nice.
your entire arsenal of dodge and guard to be able to defeat them. In contrast, the Tuftir attacks in hordes. When fighting them, it's all about managing their chaos with knockbacks, using dodge to spread them
Wow,
out,
that's
or
a
use the
lot.
perfect timing of the guard to knock them down all at
So glad
once.
they're not just waiting one by one.
Massive troll who is slow and has big, wide, sweeping attacks. The key to defeating it is to read its attack animations to make sure you can choose the correct response to whatever pain they're trying to dish out. In Ravenbound,
Swedish
you're
company?
going to die.
If they're based out of Stockholm, yeah.
Murder you horribly, and everything will go wrong. Since we designed around permadeath, we really wanted you to feel a sense of triumph when you win.
Hello, I am Josephine, a narrative designer on Ravenbound. We've taken our inspiration from the very core of Scandinavian folklore, the creatures that scares us from going too deep into the woods. When you look at folklore, it's essentially just stories that people tell each other of what they don't know or understand. It's not about mighty heroes or warrior gods. It's about how the world is dark and dangerous, and these stories work to both entertain and warn people. We wanted to bring that feeling into our fantasy world and make it about the people and their experiences and the dangers of straying from the path. The world of Avalt is a world of two ages existing side by side, the old and the new. In times of old, the gods were always present, the heroes were mighty, and the craftsmen made amazing things. But all of that
Did they just throw something at God of War? I mean, maybe.
It's a world of struggle.
Maybe not intentionally.
The monsters have been twisted and have reclaimed the wilds. And
that's horrifying.
Danger to its people. Through the blessings of the Raven, you get access to a history that has been lost to the people of Avalt. You, the vessel, get the full picture of what the world was and what happened to its inhabitants.
We are really excited to talk about Ravenbound with you. You can find us on Discord or any other social media. Come talk to us.
So here's the question, and they might answer it. We still have 3 more trailers. We have the Monsters trailers, the release date reveal trailer, and the launch trailer, okay? So I did talk about some of my personal exhaustion when it comes to roguelites, but there's ways that you can do them well, okay? And I feel like a lot of them really live and die by the combat, because that's one of the things that's going to be like center forward of you're repeating this over and over again, right? But what is the end goal of them? Because, for example, some of the, like, we'll take, like, Dead Cells, for example. Dead Cells, really excellent combat, really excellent visuals, but you can beat it. You can win a run. You can get to the end and beat the final boss, and then the run ends because you've succeeded. And the thing that carries Dead Cells is largely its combat, because while it does have a story, the story could fit between my real nail and my fake fingernail, okay? It is so thin and barely there. But then on the alternative side, you have roguelites like Hades, where you can technically win a run if you get all the way to the end and beat the final boss of the run. And it encourages you to do that and try to do it multiple times. But Hades, while it does have very fantastic combat, one of the things that pushes itself forward is that it has a very significant narrative that is built around its roguelike design. So one of the things that I am missing with these initial trailers is the idea of, like, what are we doing and why? Like you said that, you know, we're going in and we got these blessings of the Raven and we're taking down these folklore monsters, but what is the goal that we're striking out to achieve? What are we hoping to accomplish? And I just, by the names of these titles of these trailers, I don't feel like they're going to communicate that. We'll take a look at the Steam page at the end if they don't and see if it has any additional information.
E16.
But this is the Monsters trailer.
Ravenbound is a combat-focused roguelite set in a huge open world. And it's a dangerous world too, filled with corrupted entities that wish to end your quest to save Avalt.
Okay, we're trying to save stuff.
And these are the monsters of Ravenbound. The Hulder are deadly creatures of the forest. In battle, the Crown Mother will try to trap you with a putrid gas, allowing its scions to freely lash at you with its whip-like fingers. Keep moving while you avoid the Crown Mother's attacks and wait for the right moment to strike. Draugr are the undead that lurk in the mists. The Draugr champion will summon warrior and barbarian Draugr to fight for it. But don't let these keep you from your target, as once the leader falls, the rest are laid to rest. Trolls are massive creatures that can kill just about anything unfortunate enough to meet the end of their clubs. Avoid the trolls' attack at all costs. Studying the trolls' huge movements will help players dodge and block their powerful
Some sort of
blows
perfect
before
block
finally
/ perfect
landing
counter
their
there.
own. There are many more enemies you'll face in your quest to save Avalt from hatred. Even though you are unlikely to succeed in a single lifetime, fear not, for in Ravenbound, that which kills you makes you stronger.
Fellow battle looked pretty neat there, and the orange silver getup of the player just looked like the old X-Wing uniform from Star Wars. That's a bit of a disconnect. This is the release date reveal trailer. I wonder if your runs, like as you unlock more cards and abilities and weapons and stuff, if that allows you to skip ahead, right? Because it wouldn't be nearly as like painful. Like one of the things that I didn't care about with Hades is because I really wanted to progress, but you largely go through the same initial paces every time with Hades. And it's like, I just want to see more, y'all. And we're redoing these same initial areas a lot because we're dying because it's a roguelike and they expect you to die. But I wonder if this game, with the way that it unlocks additional power-ups, allows you to... Hi, buddy. You got a lovely smile. If it allows you to jump ahead. Like, you no longer... You've unlocked enough abilities that you don't need to go kill the goblins anymore. You can just jump... Oh, you can pass up the goblins because it is open world, right? You should be able to go largely wherever you want. So you're just trying to build up enough power and skill and ability and equipment to be able to take on, presumably, you know, the Void Gate or whatever. This is a launch trailer. It just came out a day or so ago. Hollywood smile, yep. It does have card mechanics, Herfluxig, but the card mechanics, they affect the way your run starts. They explained it in one of the earlier trailers that we watched. Let me get over to that. Where is it? Here it is. So, like, these cards, like, you're going to start the run with the Shield of the Unwavering, and that increases your guard health and guard life by 50%. You're going to start with Bracers of the Deep Stone. It increases your armor by 15%. So this is the way that you gain progression, by starting out the run stronger with, like, effects, equipment, maybe spells, maybe abilities, and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a card mechanic, necessarily. You're not going to be playing a card game against your enemies. It's just, it's kind of like your item slots, basically. I do think that they probably should have avoided calling these cards, because I do know that there are some people that they see cards and they just run away. Like, there are some people that just abhor card mechanics in the game. More like a startup randomizer, I guess. Well, maybe you might be able to choose to take random cards. But I think you get the cards from, like, beating bosses or dungeons. They didn't say that part, but I imagine that as you beat different challenges in the world, you earn new cards. And then you can probably choose random cards at the beginning, or you can try to handcraft a loadout to be able to progress farther or to fit your play style. But that's just a guess, obviously. I don't have much information beyond what we've already seen in these trailers, so... That's Ravenbound. Let's take a look at the Steam page real quick. It doesn't currently have a price listed on it. Permadeath and permanent progression. You're a vessel to the Raven. One vessel's life at a time. Each vessel is lost forever. The strength they bring to the Raven is not allowing you to come back each time. A unique fantasy open world inspired by Scandinavian player cards right to upgrade your builds. Progression comes in the form of the cards and unlocks you can find on your journey through a vault. Each lifetime, new cards are unlocked, some by chance and some by choice. As you go stronger, so do the rewards. You'll be able to find cards that can grant everything from better armor to new playable classes, magical weapons, and relics that enhance your character, all with different synergies to discover. Finding the right combinations is a matter of life and death for a vessel. I want to know the end game of it. I want to know. But anyway, I mean, the game's going to be out. I'll probably see reviews and stuff for it, so then I'll be able to find out at that point in time. So that's Ravenbound. I am apprehensive. There are some things about it that I really like a lot, but every time I see a roguelite, I'm just immediately hesitant of, like, how much of my time are you going to waste for the sake of trying to create an extended gameplay experience due to having to start over. And it's not necessarily a criticism of this game necessarily, it's a criticism of the genre. I feel like there are some roguelites that do it extremely well and others that just don't. don't. And I think part of that is just really down to the base design of the game. So that's Ravenbound. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you. Put it down in the comments below. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, 2 great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. And speaking of Discord, we have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream on Twitch, and I'd love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. Do watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.